Welcome back to Mirror
Uh,
Mirror.
Welcome to the mirror, guys. What's going on? How's everybody?
How are you, my love?
Everything's good over here. I ain't gonna say too much good shit because every time I do, you always did this happy motherfucker. You know what? Everything's cool. I'm good. Thanks
You're
for
chilling
asking.
just because I'm the
How
disgruntled
are you?
twin.
I mean, the evil ass bitch.
I'm fabulous, honey. I'm fabulous. I'm in a good mood. Spring is fucking here, and I could not be more thrilled.
Dude, I'm loving all of it. Like this is my favorite season. Spring and
You
fall.
know, it
I
is mine
I, I
too.
go for. I go
No,
for it
fuck
all day.
fall. That means it's
Summer
getting ready to
and
get
I mean
cold.
summer's you're right, but yeah, fall and spring. That's my shit.
I love spring. Spring is definitely my favorite time of the year. So I do want to talk about something, though, before we jump into today's topic.
What you got? What you got? What you got?
Offset got shot. Did you
Yeah, I
read about
seen
that?
that. I did. I seen. Well, you know what's hard for me nowadays is when I see stuff, I'm so quick to scroll past it because I don't know if it's real or not. With
Hmm.
everything, it's so much fake news stuff out there. So I
Yeah, but
pretty
it's
much
like
confirm. I pretty much confirm the
TMZ. It's
news.
TMZ
If
for
it's
me.
like the fourth time I heard it, then this one is confirmed for me.
Not the fourth time.
I'm like, okay, anyway, next story.
Flynn said, no, we're going to wait for four more times. And then maybe I might
Yeah,
believe you.
and then
Yeah, I don't know. It's
okay,
kind of crazy.
yep. And then you seen the since we're it only is right to bring it up. Did you hear about Cardi getting robbed? Well, not robbed, but I guess somebody used her credit card.
Oh, yeah. It makes you, things that make you go, hmm.
Right, right. I mean, we're not detectives here, but the math is
But
maddening. Some strange, some shit's happening. But don't listen to us. We're just
we're
conspiracies.
nobodies. No, we are
We just
somebody's. But, we don't
we
know
just be
what's
minding
going
our
on.
business, talking shit. But yeah, make that
Yeah,
make
things that
sense.
make you say, or
And
maybe I don't
then
know. It's the whole thing. But honey,
yeah,
she better
it's
not
just
go to him just because he done got shot. Girl, keep it moving.
he probably planned it. Let me shut up. Oh my god, I said it on there.
We need to stop it because, honey, we love Cardi. We love
Right, he
Cardi.
probably it's one of sympathy. Like,
Right. He thinking he gonna get a sympathy fuck.
and then I seen another photo where he was I guess somebody took a picture of him outside like he was smoking or something. He's in a wheelchair, his little hospital gown on. I was like,
Oh, he just looks pitiful.
who is planning this?
He
Who put
just
this
looks
man up
so
to that?
pitiful.
It's
Well,
giving
evidently
okay,
it
we're
was
going
another
back. I want you to
rapper.
shoot me in my shoulder, okay?
Yeah,
Like,
just let it graze a little bit. I need her to feel sorry for me.
God damn it, that hurt. Like you see, you did it wrong. Like
Wasn't even supposed to be like that.
all right, y'all, but it's serious, y'all. We just playing, y'all, but we serious at
Yeah.
the same time. So take it for what you want.
Yeah, I just had to bring that up because I thought it was wild. That's crazy shit.
And there's a lot of shit that just goes on. It's like,
Ain't none of our business.
bro, it's just, you know how people say you take it one day at a time? I have been in the mindset, I literally take it 1 minute at a time because there's always some bogus ass shit. You never know. Like, we can hang up from this right now and it's going to be like, you're not going to believe what happened to me last night. It's like, what the fuck? It's always
Well, yeah,
some
that's
shit.
just the way life goes, though.
It's just
It just
crazy. And
it be like that, man. It be like that. I know personally we've had a pretty insightful 2 week. Learning about some shit.
hell, it's only Tuesday. Damn.
No, I said 2 weeks, honey. Two. It's
No,
been over
no,
the course of two
I'm
weeks.
and I'm thinking about the weekend.
I think we're not on the same page. Get in my motherfucking book. Is it the
Y'all
forehead?
see, I'm working on myself, y'all. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? That's growth. That is growth.
I felt it. I felt all that. You had the forehead, all of it. It was there. I know it was there.
Did you feel the slap in the back of your motherfucking head, bitch? Did you feel that?
You know what?
I sent it to you. I sent it to you mentally.
Let
I sent
me
you a
let me
mental
take
ass
off these
whooping.
glasses, honey, and this eye mask, and we can get to it. Hold up.
Told you
Let
stop
me
on
pull my
look.
4Ks off.
Look.
What?
Look, stop the cap on cap crimes. Got to
I
end
know
here.
we
It's
have
got to
been
end
really
swirl.
bad. We've been really bad with the cap on cap. We gotta get it together.
I know you've been treating me
We
real
got it
bad, but it's
together.
okay.
It's not just you. I promise. This is equal
It's
opportunity over
everybody.
here. It's
Bro,
everybody.
listen. Okay, so I'm a double back a little. Or I got I got a quick little spiel real quick. So there's two things I want to talk about. One is these fucking drivers. people, if y'all are listening out here, I'm sure there's somebody who's listening who drives like this and just does the most of the fucking reason. And it's like the simple shit that just makes me crash out. Why do you go out your way to let someone else out or in front of you or merge versus the people who don't even fucking merge, period? So I'm gonna give you a prime example. Say you're driving, the
Mm-hmm.
speed limit, the entire flow of traffic is going by, 45, 50 miles an hour. And there's no jam. So everyone's continuing their move. Why do you feel the need to hit your brake and fucking stop traffic to let someone turn? So you're telling me you minding somebody else's business.
Always.
Now, to me, the proper way of doing that is if you are coming to a intersection, there's a little jam there, everyone is slowing up, then you let someone in and out. You don't stop 50 miles an hour traffic
Well,
just to
no,
let
that's
someone turn.
stupid. That
Oh
that's
my god,
stupid.
this stuff it just sends me
And
into
that
a
could have
whole
caused
rage.
like
I'll
a
be like,
whole accident. It could have caused like a whole accident. Like that's crazy work.
so they wilding out down there.
Well, deep breaths.
Um,
Find your zen. Fuck him.
Shots, but I do want to also this is something I just want to get condolences to the family that lost their child this weekend. There was a shooting here over a celebratory weekend. They have these things
Oh,
called the teen takeovers down here. That's doing the most, so they just show up to random places and just do the most. So they showed
yeah.
up at this event at Piedmont Park, and a 14-year-old girl lost her life.
Condolences to her
And
family.
yeah, so if you're listening, we got to do something about this youth. We got to do better. Um,
We do.
I know it's only so much you can do as a parent, but some of y'all not doing nothing as a parent. So we need to magnify that and come to a resolution because this is crazy.
No,
It makes no sense.
it doesn't make sense. I don't know how frequent youth violence is in Atlanta. I don't follow that, but where
It's a
I'm
lot.
at
It's a lot.
in Louisville, it's it's outrageous. It's every single day. A 13-year-old boy got arrested for murder. A 13-year-old boy. What are you doing at 13 that you're outside playing with guns? It just,
That's wild.
twin, it's gut wrenching. It's awful. I hate it. I think the police departments and the community leaders, there's got to be a change. The youth, this is supposed to be our future. And at the rate they're going, there's no future. They're out here
There's
living
no
life. They're living
zero.
life like a
Your future,
GTA game.
you got about 10 more minutes to go. It's like that's your future. Like y'all
Yeah,
doing
and
y'all doing
and
the most.
it's
Like
it's awful. It's tragic. It is. It's tragic. Here we have the walking bridge. They redid our whole waterfront downtown because, as you all know, Louisville, we sit on the Ohio River, and they redid our whole walking bridge. It's beautiful down there, but the community and the people cannot go down there because the teenagers and the young adults they've taken it over, and there's shootings, there's fights. A girl almost got pushed off the bridge into the water. Like, I don't know, like you said, some
what?
parent, yes, honey, it's wild. Some parents are doing, what they should be as a parent. And other parents, they're not parenting enough. And I don't know where that median is. I don't know how we're supposed to fix it, but something has to change. You guys, you're not your kid's friend. You're their
No.
disciplinary. You are their parent. You are supposed to guide them. And I know that people are victims of circumstance. I do understand that.
Right,
But at the
right.
same
That's
time,
important. That's important to acknowledge because it's like I feel like that's probably like the is if not number one, number two leading cause of these incidents.
yeah, I mean, it is. It can be the leading cause of victims of circumstances, and it's primary in red line communities. If you look at statistically where we're at with the youth and what's going on, you've got to look at the communities in which it's happening.
Yep, yep. I'm with you and you're right. Yep.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know. The sad part is it's our generation's children, and I think that we've said that before. So it's like, what are we doing, millennials? What are we doing? Why are our children turning out like this? What are we doing? What has changed from generation to generation to generation? You know what I'm saying? You and I talk
hmm
about, yeah, we were wild when we were younger. Of course we were. The only difference is I tell my kids all the time, times were different. Yes, I was out. Yes, I was partying. Yes, we hopped off the porch at fucking 15 years old and we was on the move. But it wasn't as
Right, right.
dangerous.
Yeah, and then
It
we didn't do
it wasn't as
we didn't do
dangerous.
what you're doing now. You know, like I think the most dangerous things we did, like we can vouch for each other on this, was getting a car full of strangers, you know, to go somewhere. You know, but
To go
it
party in a
wasn't
field
exactly.
or to a house
But turn
party.
up.
Yeah,
Yup.
we was
Yep.
turning up, but we weren't reckless driving. We weren't drinking and driving. We weren't taking pills. We weren't doing the things that they're doing now, and these younger people, they're looking up to the wrong, I guess in a sense, role models. They're looking up to the wrong role models. There's an individual here in the city. His name is Demetrius McDowell, and I will
Mhm.
link him, you guys. If you're in the Louisville area, and if you or somebody that you know's teen, is struggling with the street life, I highly suggest reaching out to them and the community leader. Her name is Tammy Hawkins. They are very big on trying to flip the youth. He has a nonprofit called Bosses Not Bangers. He was living that street life and he was scared to go to prison and all of these things were happening to him and he was facing all this time and decided he wanted to change his life around. So he gets out into these streets and he mentors this youth, and he tries to show them a different way of life. That gangs and violence and dealing drugs and doing all that shit is not it. And it's
Yep.
not. At what point do 13 and 14-year-old children, why do they feel like they got to carry a gun? Why do they feel,
And then on top of that,
I
where they
don't
even
know.
getting it from? Like, what is your connections? I mean, so for you to have that access to that, like, I want to start there. Why is that access available to you? You know, and I know the streets do whatever and all that, but as a parent and speaking with your kid, shouldn't you be even if they do have that thought, are they not open enough or comfortable enough to come to you and talk to you about that? Or are they just handling it on their own and you're not even involved or have an inkling
Or
on
they're
what's going
handling it
on?
their
Just like
own and maybe they're not involved. I can
it's just
speak from
it's too many factors, and it's like I don't know.
yeah, it
I just don't
is.
know. It leaves me speechless. This is like one topic that is like it just blows my mind. It's just like it's crazy. These are babies out here, just
Babies and they're not even.
um, and literally, this is probably about a year ago. Do you know they even here in Georgia, there was an incident to where a 7-year old had brought a gun to school.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, and
what?
it's just like that 6-year-old that took a gun to school and shot their teacher. And fuck, we had a 3-year-old around the corner from where I live, got her father's gun from under the couch and shot herself and died. You
Oh my
know,
god. What are we doing,
we
y'all? What are we
what are
doing?
we doing? We're failing. We're failing as the people, and I don't know the answers. I don't know the answers. I wish to God I knew the answers. I feel like if I knew the answers, we could have saved so many people. Speaking from experience, we dealt with that with our
Right.
oldest. He was in
Yeah.
the streets. He was in the gangs. My home had gotten shot up. I mean, I lived that life. I know what it is. The bullet came through my window and went over my son's head. My son was asleep on the couch. The bullet ricocheted and came across the living room over my son's head. And
That's crazy. That is just
that was rough, and I could have lost my son. My son was only 5 years old, all because of what his brother was out in the streets doing. But we packed it up and we got the fuck up out of there.
right.
But if your child is involved, you as a parent, you've got to exercise all resources. There were times that the police were called to our home by us. Now you got to come get him. You need to take him to where he needs to be. We had him arrested. We had him in juvenile programs. We did
Hmm.
everything we could, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, when he turned 18, he picked the path that he wanted to be on, which I'm happy to say he is doing better. He's got a son. He's doing much better. And it's nice to see that. But this youth, guys, this is not a video game that you're playing. This is not GTA. You're not going to end up outside the hospital door ready to steal another car and keep it moving. It don't work like that. I've lost One, two, three, four people to gun violence. Four people to gun violence. And it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier.
Yeah,
There's
that's
got
crazy.
to be a change.
I've only had one incident that like hit close to me. I hear stuff about surrounding communities and everything, but
Hmm.
inside my family, I lost a nephew to gun violence, and
Yes.
and it was just like, are you kidding me? It's like, dude, you were so young. It's like, what are you doing? And
Yeah.
I don't know where these changes need to begin because everyone is really good about talking about it, what needs to change, and the whole gun violence and all of this. But what actions are being implemented to offset this? Because it's happening way too frequently to where y'all still talking about it, but what's being done about it? And is the problem too widespread to actually grasp a hold of it? You know what I mean? It's like I'm not
I
understanding this.
think
It's
that
why.
that could partially be part of the problem is that it's so widespread. How are you supposed to grasp it? How are we supposed to get a handle on it? Because, factually, there are more guns than people. There are more guns than people.
True,
And
true.
something that I learned that I did not know in the state of Kentucky, I don't know how it is in Georgia. And you guys, I'm not anti-gun. I'm not anti-gun. I promise I'm not. I support your right to bear arms. I do. I think that everybody should have that right, but I do think the way of going about it should be more sanctioned. But back to
Yeah,
what I
and,
was saying,
and,
what
and
I just recently
this
learned
also
is
comes with knowledge. Knowledge is the key
knowledge.
to
Yes, I think that the
utilizing those
law,
tools. It's like
yeah,
I'm
the
not, I'm,
law
I'm
should
not
be
about to pull I'm not about to
25.
pull out a screwdriver to hammer something. So is this a
Exactly.
hammer moment? You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
yes, exactly. I think that the gun law age should be 25. That is when your brain is fully developed. I do not think it should be before then, but Kentucky state law says that 18, you can go and buy shotguns. You can buy shotguns, you can buy rifles, you can buy ARs, you can buy AKs. You can buy those guns at 18 years old, but you cannot buy a pistol.
right?
But if
Yeah,
somebody that
yeah,
is 21 years old buys a pistol for you and gifts it to you, you can legally carry that pistol at 18 years old. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
yeah, and that's what's happening. A lot of the guns now are the guns are being trafficked. Like
Oh, for
that's the
sure.
crazy
That
part.
happens here literally
That
like
and then
once a month.
then they're being
Somebody breaks
stolen.
into
That's
a gun
why,
store.
or they break into your car because you left yours in the car. That's been a hot thing here. People like they're
Mm-hmm.
literally breaking into the cars and leaving purses and money, but your gun is gone. They're looking for that. It's like how's that a commodity versus? I
Yeah.
mean, you got a bag full of money right here. That's still here, but the gun's gone.
You know what you made me think of, and guys, this is not a light topic, nor is it something to laugh about, but I have to, as we're Capricorns, we gotta add humor. You remember
Yeah,
Friday?
I mean,
You remember Friday when Craig had a
yep.
gun and he was about to go after Debo, and his pops ran in, John Witherspoon ran in, and it was that heartfelt moment in that movie. But we need the
Put it
parents
down,
like
Craig.
that.
Put it down,
Yeah,
Craig.
right. We need the parents like that. We need the parents that, you know, show them you fight with your fist. That's the problem nowadays. Don't nobody fight no more. Don't nobody fight
But
no more. They go and they get
a lot
guns.
of those parents are not with us anymore. It's pretty
It's
much
us.
like
It's our generation.
it's the millennials and
It's the
their
millennials.
kids
Y'all
and
need to wake the fuck up and raise your kids better. I understand that everything is circumstantial. I understand that. And I understand that you got to look at the red line communities and you have to look at the minority communities and you have to look at
hmm
these aspects.
hmm
I am from, we talk about it all the time, I'm from Louisville. You're from Louisville. You know what this city is like.
hmm
And I know that not all parents they're not able to get their children out of these circumstances. But the parents that do actually care and they're trying to pull their children out of the circumstances, our city does not have the resources that they need for these kids to get off the streets, for these kids to get to safety. There was a shooting at a bus stop, and a woman lost her life, a pregnant woman, because kids were shooting guns at a bus stop, an elementary school bus stop. This pregnant woman got shot in front of her child on an elementary school bus stop and died. And
Damn, for
died.
real?
Yes, for real. This happened at the beginning of the school year this year. And the
Shit.
father, whose son was involved, got on the news. And I believe I sent you the article, twin. Got on the news and was pleading with the government, pleading with the community leaders, pleading with these people, saying, I warned you. I told you this was happening. I went to the court, I went to the police, I went everywhere to inform you what was going to happen. I don't think his son pulled the trigger on the murder, but he was there at the scene. So his son didn't
Mm,
murder, but he was on the scene, but the father had warned them what was happening. These kids were 14, 15 years old when that's what's going on in
that's
my city
just
every
it.
day.
Just doesn't it just doesn't make sense. I can't fathom. I cannot even download any of that.
I can't either. I am grateful. I'm grateful and I thank God every single day, that our oldest is good. And I thank God and I'm grateful every day that my son at 16 years old is not in the street. That
Yeah,
my only concern with him is making him take out the fucking trash and to watch his attitude sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not worried about him being where he's not supposed to be and hanging with who he's not supposed to hang with. I'm
right,
grateful for
right.
that because there are some people whose 16-year-old sons are not ever going to come home. And it's gut wrenching as a people. And I'm not saying race, creed, color, none of that. As a people, as a whole, in a community, we got to do better, y'all. Something has got to change because this cannot be our future.
And what I have also realized is some of these communities and some of the parents who are dealing with these things that's it's like really inside your house, they really have no guidance themselves.
No,
So
they didn't.
I feel like a lot of this can be avoided, and if it because it all starts at home. And I speak on this from experience because I've had friends and family members who I feel like their kids are out of control, but when I speak to them as the parent, they're just like, well, that's just how he is, and whatever the case is. But no, why don't you stop how he is, or try to intervene some type of way? At least give him some type of structure. And this is and it kind of like it goes down to a lot of categories. Your single moms who can't be there all the time, all this
No,
stuff.
fuck
So
all that.
I'm well aware of that. I got friends who got like 4 5 jobs, so their kid is literally by themselves most of the time, and they feed them, provide for them, and all this stuff. But you don't know what your kid is doing because and I understand because you out here you grinding, but where does it end? Better question: where does it start?
Where does it start? That is that question. Where does it start? We want to step back and we want to say, okay, it's the parents' fault. The parents are doing this, the parents are doing that. But I'm trying to think of the best way to put this.
Okay, here's the
I
best way to
think
put it.
parents are
Michael
utilizing.
Myers did not decide to be Michael Myers, so you have
No,
those too.
no, if there's a mental issue, obviously, I
I
understand.
mean that's a big part of it. I mean,
I understand
and that
chemical
starts
imbalances.
and that
I
starts
understand
young
that.
too. You know.
Yeah, your mental health does start young. So I understand chemical imbalances and I understand all of that stuff. I do have, I go down rabbit holes. I study shit. You know this about me.
Hmm.
But we can sit here and say, okay, Jim and Sarah just let Billy Bob do whatever Billy Bob wanted to do. That's why Billy Bob went and shot up the fucking school.
Right.
Is that true? I don't know. Or was there signs that Billy Bob had an issue, but you all overlooked it and you
Hmm.
ignored it? In that situation, would it be yes, it started at home? Yes. And I do agree with the fact that now that, parents are being held accountable for these school shootings, I totally agree with that. And another thing that I think that would happen, and they're discussing it here in our city, is, not only charging the child, but also holding the parents responsible and charging the parent.
Yeah, the
I don't
last
think
school
that's a
shooting.
bad
Well,
thing.
no, it's not. What one of the last school shootings here? I think his name was Coton Gray or something. He
Yeah,
shot
the
up a
dad
school
got
here, which was
charged.
yeah. So
Yeah, well, the dad
it's
bought
like
him the gun for Christmas,
exactly
and he never should
why,
have.
why,
That's what I'm
why
talking about whenever I tell you you can buy a minor a gun and gift it to them. That's fucking nut. That's
these
nuts.
people,
That is
these
something
kids
I
with these
don't
undeveloped
understand.
minds, you're gonna give them a deadly weapon, and they still. I'm not about to give a deadly weapon to SpongeBob. That's not going to happen.
Right. I wish my
It's just
son would. Boy, I am not buying you nobody's gun.
no, not even the BB.
Go
You
sit
left it better
down.
water. You're
Now,
lucky you got a
he
water
did
gun.
have a BB gun when he was younger. He had a BB gun, and motherfucker was not allowed to leave my house. And
Still,
I monitored it whenever he played with it, just because you never know. You know, that child got shot by the police in Cincinnati for having a toy gun. I don't play
yeah,
about that.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
in my
forgot about that
son,
happening. Yeah.
yeah, and my son's society says he's a black man. Honey, black men are not
Mm.
supposed to be. There's certain things you cannot do. I'm sorry, you just can't. And I hate that it's
Talk
like that, but
about
it
it. I
is.
mean, it's real. I mean, this is real. This is why we're here. This is
Yeah, I
unfiltered.
mean
This is
it's
real
real.
shit.
You know,
This is life.
my son has raised. He's been raised his whole life to know that he is a black man, and you are looked at differently. And I
Yeah.
hate that it's that way, but it is the truth. You know, my
You was
kids
you
when they
was
go
you was
into
he was
yeah.
stereotyped on his birthday.
Yeah, you're stereotyped because of what society says you are. It don't matter that you have a white mom. It don't matter, you know, and in the way you drive a car, the way that you always have to stand and be on guard. You know, my kids, they don't even walk through the store with their hands in their pocket because they don't want to be stereotyped for stealing. They've learned this throughout their whole life. And it's not something that, you know, we just started teaching them. I mean, we showed them, of
Mhm.
course, and they learn these things, but
Right.
it's sad that they do have to be shown these things and that we have to teach them how to move differently. And again, with the girls, we taught them, but it's not so much the girls as the boys. You know, society's always going to look at you different. And twin, you're a black man. You know this. Things are
All my
different.
life, I've been black all my life.
Yeah. There's certain things that I can't relate to with my children because I don't know. You know,
Yeah,
I
this is
just
this
know
is
what
why,
I've been around in society and what I'm around in the culture and in the community. But to
and
feel
that's
it,
why I
I
take
don't
pride
know.
in my relationship with them because we're able to speak about these things, so you can see it from both sides and all sides.
Yes.
Really, I mean, the advantage that they have is they really are fully loaded with arsenal knowledge because they get it from every direction. So
They
they
do,
able to
you
see it
know,
from
and
this side, and that side. So, and I've witnessed a lot of times they got upset about something or they didn't
mhm,
understand it, but the facts are there. This is how it is, and that it has to be. So these things have to
it
be
is.
embedded into your mind. So the
Exactly.
fact that they understand that, that's kudos to the entire family, to the whole
Yeah,
village.
that's the way
Like,
that they've had to be raised, you know, and my
yeah,
mother and father, I've had to teach them as well, you know. They've had to
yeah.
become more sympathetic to these things because of who their
Yeah.
grandchildren are, you know. And
Then open their eyes, and
yeah,
it
they
feels different
did.
when it
Yes,
hits
yes.
home. Now you're taking it personal. Now
Exactly.
everything is
Because
coming
it
into
hits home,
play,
it's real.
and it's making sense.
Once it starts to affect you, it's real. You know, and it's so crazy. And that's another thing. I don't know. I know we were talking about the youth and gun violence, and now we're kind of going off topic here. But I do feel like it is something that we should discuss. You know, with me being a white woman and I'm raising what society calls black children, you know,
You're a white woman
and
in America.
no, I'm just joking. Anyway, and I don't know if our listeners agree with this or see it or not, but you know, typically when a white mother gives birth to biracial children, those children 9 times out of 10 are raised in the black community. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's because the
well,
white mother is more involved in the cultural aspect than, say, I think that all
well,
biracial children are raised more on their black side than their white side.
and I'm gonna say this, and I feel like this is the reason why is because the acceptance of them on the black side is
It's way
more.
better.
Yeah,
It's easier.
yeah, it's like okay, whatever,
It's easier.
yeah,
And it's
they don't get ridicule.
easier.
They don't get as much ridicule, but they do
Yes.
go through that, but it's not as much. It's
No.
like it's easier to deal with y'all than on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, I've always felt that way. And again, I don't want to make it like a whole race thing, of course, because I don't look at race like that, but
No,
I've
it's just the facts.
always
It's
it's the
just the picture
facts.
that
I've
everyone else
always
paints.
right, I've always had more acceptance on the black side than I have on the white side. Always. Ever since I can remember. And baby, I've been in interracial relationships for as long as I can remember.
Well, look, let me tell you, y'all. Let me tell you about. I'm gonna give you a fun fact about Twin. With her being a white woman, y'all, this is like I don't even know. I hope no one gets offended by this,
Yeah, please don't get
but
offended, guys.
yeah, this bitch right here, we can do a whole test. We can take her to two different places. You go to an all black community or go to a white community. She feels so uncomfortable in the white community. She's like, this ain't me. I'm ready to go. Why are they looking at me? I'm like, girl, I'm like, the audacity. Really? And hear my dumb ass go, I feel comfortable here. Like,
I do. It's just I can't fucking help it.
she's
I
like,
can't
twin, this
help
ain't for
it.
me. We gotta, let's get out
I'm
of here.
telling you, I feel safer. Like I feel safer. I don't know how to describe it, guys, but
She's like, it's weird in here. And I'm like, like, you're so fucking stupid.
it's a comfort level. I don't know. I can't fucking help it, okay? But no, I don't know. Like I back to the kids, as a white mother raising biracial children, I had to research things, I had to put quote unquote my white privilege aside. And I had to realize what white privilege was. I had to realize what white fragility was. I had to put all of that aside. Baby, I even read books on raising biracial children because I wanted to understand what my kids are going through. You know?
And that's one thing that I really respect about you. Throughout our entire relationship, you was always aware of that, and you was always vocal about it. And a lot of people don't get to experience that. I have friends that does not even have friends of other races. I was blessed to grow up like that because my whole upbringing, all my friends were different nationalities. Your Asians,
Mm-hmm.
your Hispanics, and the
Yeah.
whites. And the backside of that was I was teased and ridiculed about having those friends. When I
Mm-hmm.
come out, I brought such and such with me. Then I got my black friends like, who the fuck is this bitch? Type shit. It's like, what do you mean? So I get all of that. So I played a big part in that of trying to bring everybody together. It was like, dude. And then once we connected and hung around, it'd be like, oh, that motherfucker cool as fuck. I was like, exactly. So what? And it lets me know how they was brought up in
Mm-hmm.
their mindset and the roadblocks they had to overcome. So I was
Yes.
proud to be able to introduce that lifestyle to them. And it's like it's not even because with me, I literally did not see color. Like I had fun with everybody, and there was a lot of people
I've
that you didn't even picture
never
me hanging with.
Right, I don't feel like I've ever really saw color. I will say that I saw color. I recognized color. I
Right?
recognized color when I was in the
We
fifth
aware
grade.
of it.
Whenever I was in the fifth grade, I would say that I fully recognized the difference in race and color and racism in fifth grade. And just a short synopsis. In the city, they call it the island, but I grew up, in a predominantly minority area,
Right.
and I went to
Right.
a minority school, like I was around several different races, up until the 5th grade. And my parents built a house in another county, and we moved to this county, and I had to switch schools. And I remember my first day of 5th grade. It was a culture shock. It was a fucking culture shock. And I came home and my dad was like, "How was your day?" I said, "Everybody's white."
Yeah.
He was like, "Come again?" "Everybody's white. Everybody is white." And he was like, "Well, it's the area." No, no, this is not normal. I did not like it. I was not happy. I was not happy. So on the weekends, I'd go kick it with my cousins back in the island. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
We're
hang
going back
out
to the other
with,
side.
yeah, I didn't hang out with the people that I went to school with. I had no interest in that, And then I went into middle school, and I remember a black girl came to our school, and I befriended her. Like we was cool, you know what I'm saying? I befriended her, and she only was at our school for like 2 weeks because the racism was so fucking real. And then after middle school,
That's
baby, I said,
wild.
fuck school. I was done. I did not want to go back to none of them schools. And I finished off on homeschool with a GED. It was a culture shock for me. And the fact that that shit is still going on in 2026 in that same
Right, it's
area,
that part. It's that
it's
part.
it's
It's that
fucking
part. Yeah.
crazy. Like my son plays football. which we talk about that a lot. And we have to go to these little one off counties in Kentucky. My son has been racially profiled on the football field by white people, calling him the N word and just just downright nasty shit. It's 2026. Why are you still teaching this to your children?
Right, and that's the
Why?
thing I wanted to get to, like, because it's taught. It's not, it's not
No,
something
hate
you're
is
doing.
a taught behavior.
And when you say that, people will be looking like, huh? What? I mean, no.
No,
Yes, motherfucker. Yes.
we
They
teach
didn't come
this.
out like this.
Right. You teach hate. You teach it. And that's why I'm real big and I say it all the time. I know y'all hear me. Just always be kind.
That's it.
Kindness, it don't take
Yeah.
nothing to be kind. And not judge. You can't judge somebody just by the color of their skin or the area of town they lived in.
And then being hateful, that is an energy burner. You're actually stepping out of your way to behave a
Totally
certain
stepping
way
out of your
for
way.
something that you don't understand. And all it takes is for you to just
A conversation.
hello. It's hello.
Yeah,
It's
just
like it's not
hello, a
even.
conversation. Just a conversation. A smile can do so much in this world. And back to the youth that is lost. There are mentors and people that can step up and go into these communities and just mentor for a day. Go to your local boys and girls club and try to
Absolutely.
mentor. I
Feel like you're not
wish
making an impact, I mean, you can start off in 5 minutes. Just every little bit goes a long way. And what
yeah,
y'all
every
doing
little
right
bit
now,
goes a
this
long
is not
way.
it. This is not it. These are our babies. These are our
These are
future.
yes, this is our
This
future.
is your legacy. This is your lineage. It's like protect that by all means.
All
Don't
means.
why, why are you instilling this negativity into everybody to where it only gets
Exactly.
worse? I
It
feel
only
like it's
does
getting
get
worse
worse.
each generation.
Yeah, each generation it
As things are
is.
supposed to change, I feel like us millennials, I thought we got the light end of it because we were still transitioning through all of that, but we made it work, and it wasn't all of this going on. Now
No,
it's
it
just like
wasn't.
it's amplified, and it's every day in your face. Something's happening, and everyone is so comfortable about being hateful, and it's like it's really making no sense. You're getting wrinkles by acting like this. Look at you. The stress, I mean, the negativity, that bad energy is wearing you
Yes,
down.
it is. Bad energy is a mother
It's
for
killing
real.
the world. It's killing everything around you.
Yes.
It's like
And it's
just for
actually,
what?
in a world where we are living, we're living in a country that is so divided. Our government has our country so fucking divided. And
It's intentional. It's
it's
intentional.
intentional. Just everybody is so divided. We are all dealing with the same bullshit. We are all struggling. We're all dealing with these gas prices. We're all dealing with these grocery prices. We're all dealing with education issues. We're all dealing with all of the same fucking problems. And instead of fighting one another, it would be so important to come together. Stop teaching your child to hate Jenny because she's got curly hair.
Yeah.
Stop introducing your children to street life at a young age. Your 8-year-old son does not need to be watching Scarface. You feel
Or
me?
riding with you, or
Or
riding
riding
with you
with
and your
you
homies.
with your
Like
homies while
it's
you're
just,
smoking weed and on the block or standing outside
yeah.
with you while you're drinking beer on the corner. Your child doesn't need to be involved in that. That shit you do on your own time. You don't take
I
your
mean, at
kids
this
out to
point, these
do
motherfuckers
that.
that y'all don't even have bedtimes no more. What are you doing?
Well,
Like.
hey, I can't say nothing. My son ain't got no bedtime either. But I know he's in the
That's a
house.
grown. That's a grown man. But
But
we can
he's in the
tell. It's
house.
like
That's what I do now. But yeah, I just
it's,
there's so many ways around it, and I know that, you know, there are parents out here that feel like I've done my best. I don't know what happened, and I understand that because been there, done that with my ex and our oldest. We did that. I promise.
yeah.
I don't wish that on my worst enemy. But I watch relatives and other people. They've tried their best with their children, and unfortunately, again, victims of circumstances. But just because your kid too is free spirited and they're out doing innocent fun. There's nothing wrong with innocent fun. I'm all for innocent fun. My son's into innocent fun. I've got a nephew, honey, and he loves life. Baby, this boy loves life. And he has
You know,
all the innocent
you
fun
know
in the
what
world.
We got to get him on here one time because
We were
that's a
no,
whole
no.
episode about itself. Like,
My
y'all will
nephew.
not be ready for that. We got everybody had to sign a waiver to listen to this guy. Like, You won't believe it. You won't believe
Shout
it.
out to my nephew. He just turned 19 too. And he
Whew.
and he does, y'all. He loves life, but I'm proud of him. He's got a good job. He's doing the damn thing. I'm very proud of him. And he still continues to love life. But if y'all met him, you
But,
are
but,
not ready. You're
but
not
what
ready
makes
for
him
that one.
what makes him special is like he's not like wild. He is like he's wild, but he's goofy as fuck.
He's
So you
goofy
put those
wild. And
together,
again,
and
it's
it's like
innocent fun.
you're
It's innocent fun. And like
like
I'm all for that.
you
And
did
shout
what with
out
a
to my best
raccoon?
friend and her husband. And I'm gonna say shout out to my best friend and her
Fam,
husband. And I'm gonna say that because regardless of, anything else in the world, that bitch is a hell of a mama. And honey, her four babies, she did the damn thing. She did the damn thing. They are all happy and they are all really good kids. And
and the vibe is like top notch. It's like
yes,
it's y'all listen. If y'all met this family, this is one of those families who gets it, and they are so tuned in, and it's like it's soothing and hilarious at the same time. It's like this shit's not real. Like if he was put this together, they really need a damn show over there. Like
amazing.
they need a whole
Yes.
fucking
And
reality
y'all,
show.
we're
It's like
one
this
of those
shit's
families too. It's kind of crazy to say we're a family that doesn't hang out with anybody but our family. There's so many of
uh,
us that we only hang out with each other. It's wild. Yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like it. But, and I think that's important. You mentioned the village. I know not
yep,
everybody has a village. And I hate that not everybody has a village. But a lot of these people that do have villages take advantage of your village. Because if you don't understand what's going on with your child, who's to say that your cousin or your auntie or your mama or your sister or fuck in my situation, my best friends don't know? They can talk to them. There's been plenty of times I've been stressed the
yeah.
fuck out with my son. And I call my best friend's husband, I'm gonna need you to holler at your nephew. Or I call
Mhm,
you, tell me what the fuck to do with your
mhm.
nephew. Or there's some days I'm gonna smack shit out of my daughters and I call my mama. I need you to tell me what to do.
Yep.
Utilize your
But
village.
look, but look, y'all, she's watering it down because her calls go more like, "You better get him before I get him. Get him." I'm,
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I
okay, what
might
happened? What
be,
happened?
And
I
y'all, I
can't
would
look at
tell
you right
you
now.
it's
You
a
better get him.
humbling, it is a humbling experience to yell at your child while you have to look up to them. It is
Get down
humbling.
here and listen to me.
No, I'm not playing y'all. I'm 5'3". My son is 5'10".
And
So
still
yeah,
going.
it's still growing.
He's not even halfway.
Right. So yeah, it's humbling. But don't get me wrong. Mama gonna get at that. I get at them. But
But
I'm just saying, you
even the
guys,
ones and even the ones who don't have villages, the best thing that I learned about being an adult that you get to also choose your family and
you
create a
do
new
get to
one.
choose your family.
Just broaden your horizons. Meet new people, and become close with them. That's how your village starts. I mean, it can be just one friend today and 10 next week.
You never know.
Um, and I'm not saying, I know a lot of people, they're introverted. They don't want nobody in their business. They don't, all of this stuff. But every little step helps. Take
Yes.
this opportunity to try something different. Because if you're doing something and you're doing the same thing and not seeing any changes or improvements, change it up, flip it,
That's the
change something
definition of
different.
insanity.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you got to go ahead and completely do a whole 360. But today try one thing new, see if it's effective, or if there's anything positive coming out of it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least give it a shot, give it a try. You have a whole future. Your kids are our future,
Yes,
and without y'all and them, we wouldn't be here.
exactly. We need to go back to old school like my mama and your mama and
Beat them.
beat shit
Wait,
out of them.
what?
Like I be telling my son that. I'm like, boy, I'm gonna hit you with my shoe.
It's
I'm
right
gonna
for
take this
real.
motherfucking shoe off and I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
knock you upside your head.
Do me a favor, baby. Hand me a pan over. I
I'm
want to
gonna
see
need you to go
something
get
real
my
quick.
belt. That
Yeah, I
reminds
want
me,
to see
y'all.
something.
I'm gonna explain mothers. Y'all ready for this? And the difference in the generation of mothers, okay? Now, I'm not saying I'm a perfect mom. Absolutely the fuck not. Do I believe in whooping kids? I do. And did. And have. And I'm not ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? That I believe in discipline. And the Bible
Yeah,
even says
sure.
it, spare the rod, spoil the child. And that is
Hmm.
110% true. My kids have gotten their butts whooped. I ain't even gonna lie about it. But anyway, so I want to go back to the generations here. I remember I was 13 years old, right? And I wanted to do something, and my mama told me no. And now, okay, if you know me, you know my mouth is something else.
Uh-huh.
My mother and father has always taught me that I'm able to speak my mind, right? Well, in this instance, was not a speak your mind moment, and I'm still running my mouth.
And what did you learn today?
So let me go this way. So she stood up to me, and y'all would have to know my mom. My mom's a trip. She stood up to me and she
she
told
don't
me
she don't be fucking around.
she's not fucking around. She was like, I told you to shut up. So I knew I was done. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was over. There was nothing else around us. So
You saw the end.
I saw the end. I was like, let me go on in my room before some shit pop off, right?
This shit ain't about to get
So
real.
I remember we were in her bathroom in her bedroom, and her bathroom, you had to kind of cut a corner to go down the little mini hallway to leave her room. So I cut that corner, and I said, I don't know why she always got to be a bitch. And I said it out loud. I said it out loud. I don't know how she
you,
hurt me. I
you
don't know
got a
how she hurt
boomerang,
me,
didn't you?
y'all. It wasn't 1 second. It wasn't 1 second, and my ass was against that wall. And my daddy upgrades my mama's engagement ring like every couple years. So by this time, it was pretty big. She backhanded me with that diamond and went all the way down my fucking cheek. And she said, you will never disrespect me again. I ain't never call my mama a bitch again. And not only did that happen, then I got banned from my room. But when my daddy got home, oh, it was on. It was over. He beat
Part
my
two.
ass. So again, the difference in the generations here. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? There's a difference. And if we need to get back to that level of parenting, then we need to get back to that level of parenting. But something's got to give with this youth. Your 13-year-old, your 14-year-old, your 15-year-old, they should not be in these streets toting guns. A 14-year-old girl should not have lost her life. A 13-year-old boy should not be going to prison for murder. These babies' brains are not developed enough to deal with these adult circumstances.
At all.
And like I said,
And
I wish that I had more time and effort to donate my services into the community. I wish that I could, but it is difficult with my job and my children. But what I will say, you guys, even if you can't physically get out there and do it, you can do it monetarily. You can spread the message on your social platforms of resources.
but,
You
but
can call
first and
your local
foremost,
places and see what you can donate to them. But we got to do better, you guys.
make sure it starts in your own house before
Yes.
it goes any further. And that's
Yes.
that.
Absolutely.
So we gotta keep the love going. You know, the world right now is already in
A
shambles.
dark
So,
place. Yes.
just keep the love going and love one another, and just keep the
And be
positive and
kind.
just it's it doesn't cost much. It doesn't.
It doesn't. And a smile can change somebody's day. Um, this really wasn't even what we were supposed to talk about this week, twin. It just kind of happened.
I mean, it was a complete, it was a freestyle flow. Like
That
it's
was a
just it's something
freestyle.
that
We
was
had a
something heavy
totally
on our
different
hearts
topic for you
because
guys, but I think
it's
this
but
was
you know
important.
it is what it is because things are hitting too close to home, and then
Yes,
also the way that what things are currently leading and going down. We need to change this path, and it starts with every individual. It starts with all of you.
it does.
For the people that we don't know. If you don't hear it enough, we love you.
Yes.
You need to hear that. So this is a air hug, okay, guys?
And you matter. Each one of you matter. And guys, if you are struggling parenting, if you're struggling as a teen, if you're struggling at all, look at your local resources. Figure out what it is that you need to do to get your mental right. And as always, you all stay in the mirror. Don't forget to be kind, and a smile can change the world.
Stay in the mirror.
We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.